On a golden summer evening in 1982, the calm waters of Lake Mälaren shimmered against the walls of Drottningholm Palace as bells rang out to announce the birth of Sweden's youngest princess. In that moment, a nation celebrated the arrival of Princess Madeleine, royal by blood, yet destined to live a life that would defy royal convention. The world into which she was born was one of glittering tiaras, centuries-old tradition, and the heavy expectations of monarchy. Yet behind the palace gates, Madeleine's story would unfold quite differently from that of her elder sister, the future queen. Her journey would not be defined by political duty or public obligation, but by a quiet rebellion, the search for freedom, identity, and love beyond royal walls. From Stockholm's elegant avenues to the sun-drenched streets of Florida, she would become the royal who dared to step outside the script, balancing crown and individuality with uncommon grace. Princess Madeleine's life is not merely the tale of a Swedish royal. It is the story of a woman who learned that even within the confines of tradition, one can still choose one's own destiny. Unlike her older sister, Crown Princess Victoria, whose destiny as future queen was clearly defined, or her brother, Prince Carl Philip, Madeleine's role within the Swedish royal family has always been more ambiguous. This very ambiguity would later provide her with opportunities unavailable to her siblings, allowing her to build a life that straddles two worlds: the formal traditions of European monarchy and the freedom of private citizenship. Princess Madeleine grew up in Sweden's royal palaces, but received a relatively normal education. She began preschool at Vesterled Parish in 1985 and attended local schools, including Smedslättskolan in Bromma, where her outgoing nature stood out despite media attention. After studying at Carlson School and Enskilda Gymnasiet, graduating in 2001, she pursued Swedish law and computer literacy before enrolling at Stockholm University in 2003. But it was during a 2006 internship at UNICEF headquarters in New York that Madeleine discovered her true calling. Working in the Division of Child Protective Services, focusing on children in institutional care, conflict zones, and victims of sexual exploitation, she found purpose that transcended ceremonial royal duties. This experience prepared her for what would become her life's work with the World Childhood Foundation, an organization founded by her mother, Queen Sylvia, in 1999. Princess Madeleine's fluency in Swedish, English, and German, along with conversational French, positioned her perfectly for international humanitarian work. She became deeply involved with the WCF, serving on the board of the Swedish branch and as an honorary member of the American branch. In December 2021, she was named Vice Honorary Chair of the World Childhood Foundation, a role that allows her to travel globally, raising awareness about child sexual abuse and exploitation. Yet for all her professional accomplishments and charitable work, Princess Madeleine's personal life has been marked by both heartbreak and eventual happiness. In August 2009, she became engaged to Swedish lawyer Jonas Bergström, and Sweden eagerly anticipated a royal wedding. The ceremony was planned for 2010 but was postponed, ostensibly due to the intensity of preparing for Crown Princess Victoria's wedding to Daniel Wessling that June. Behind the scenes, however, the relationship was crumbling. On April 24, 2010, the Swedish royal court announced that the engagement was over. As the news broke, Madeleine was already boarding a plane to escape Sweden and the inevitable media frenzy. Reports soon surfaced that she had ended the relationship after discovering Bergström's alleged infidelity with Norwegian model Tora Uppström Berg, who claimed to have had a brief affair with him at an exclusive ski resort. The betrayal was devastating for the young princess, who was known for her romantic nature and genuine emotions. This heartbreak, however, led Madeleine to New York City, where she threw herself into work with the World Childhood Foundation. It was there, in late 2010, that she met British-American financier Christopher O'Neill through mutual friends. Their relationship blossomed away from the intense scrutiny of Swedish media, and on October 25, 2012, the royal court announced their engagement. They married on June 8, 2013, at the Royal Palace Chapel in Stockholm, beginning a partnership that would produce 3 children: Princess Leonor, Prince Nicholas, and Princess Adrienne. What makes Christopher O'Neill unusual among European royal consorts is his decision not to take Swedish citizenship or a royal title, allowing him to maintain his business career without the conflicts of interest that would arise from being a member of the royal house. This choice reflected the couple's desire for a more independent life, one that would take them far from Sweden for much of the next decade. Then came the controversy that would reshape Madeleine's role permanently. In October 2019, King Carl XVI Gustaf made a dramatic announcement. 5 of his grandchildren, Madeleine's 3 children and Prince Carl Philip's 2 sons at the time, would lose their status as official members of the royal house. While they retained their princely titles, they lost the prestigious His or Her Royal Highness designation and would no longer be expected to perform official royal duties in the future. The decision was framed as part of a broader European trend towards slimming down royal families, focusing resources and attention on the direct line of succession. In practice, this meant that the Swedish monarchy would centre on Crown Princess Victoria and her family, with Madeleine and Carl Philip taking secondary roles. Some viewed the move as harsh, particularly toward the children who had no say in the matter. However, Madeleine publicly supported the decision, posting on Instagram, "This change has been planned for a long time. Chris and I think it is good that our children are now getting a greater opportunity to shape their own lives as private individuals in the future." The truth was likely more complex. While the decision freed Madeleine's children from future royal obligations, it also represented a clear statement about their place in the monarchy's hierarchy. They were princes and princesses in name only, destined to live as private citizens rather than working royals. In 2024, after years of living in Florida, the family returned to Sweden, taking up residence at the royal stables in central Stockholm. The transition was repeatedly delayed, initially planned for 2023, but postponed until 2024. For children who had grown up primarily in the United States, speaking English and attending American schools, the move represented a significant cultural shift. Princess Leonor and Prince Nicholas enrolled in Swedish elementary school, while young Princess Adrienne started preschool. Reports suggest they may attend Campus Manila, the same school where Crown Princess Victoria's children study. The return to Sweden coincided with Madeleine's most controversial move yet. In March 2025, she announced the launch of Meline, a natural skincare line developed in collaboration with Swiss company Weleda. The announcement sparked immediate criticism from those who felt that commercial ventures were inappropriate for a royal princess, even one with diminished official duties. The Swedish royal court was forced to issue a statement clarifying that Madeleine would not use her royal title to promote the products, instead using her name Madeleine Bernadotte in connection with the business. The court's assessment was that this private enterprise is compatible with Princess Madeleine's role as a royal highness, but the controversy persisted. Critics compared her to Meghan Markle, whose American Riviera Orchard brand had similarly raised questions about royals engaging in commercial activities. In interviews, Madeleine directly addressed the criticism with remarkable candor. "I can understand their concerns and the critics that they have," she told German outlet RTL News. "But a couple of years ago, there was a big decision that they're slimming down and focusing more on my sister, the Crown Princess. And I think many monarchies in Europe are doing that. So, me and my brother, it kind of gave us an opportunity to do other things." Her response revealed the delicate balance she now navigates. She remains a princess, still performs selective royal duties when requested by her father, and recently served as regent ad interim from October 25th to November 1st, 2024, when the king and her older siblings were traveling abroad. Yet she also insists on the right to pursue private business ventures and build a life beyond palace walls. This duality defines modern Princess Madeleine. She is deeply committed to her work with the World Childhood Foundation, traveling internationally to open child advocacy centers and raise funds to combat child sexual abuse. She wrote a children's book, Stella och Hemligheten, Stella and the Secret, published in 2019, to support the foundation and teach children about speaking up when something doesn't feel right. She serves as patron of Min Stora Dag, Sweden's equivalent of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, making dreams come true for seriously ill children. Princess Madeleine's life story reflects larger questions facing European monarchies in the 21st century. What role should spare royals play, those far enough from the throne that they'll never reign, but close enough that they carry titles and public expectations? How can modern royals balance tradition with personal autonomy, duty with self-determination? And when does entrepreneurship cross the line from private endeavor to inappropriate commercialization of royal status? There are no easy answers, and Madeleine's choices will continue to generate debate. Some see her as admirably modern, using her privilege and platform for genuine good while refusing to be confined by outdated notions of what a princess should be. Others view her business ventures as cheapening the monarchy and exploiting her royal status for personal gain. At 42, Princess Madeleine stands as both a traditional royal and a thoroughly modern woman. She's a duchess who launches skincare lines, a princess who lived as an American expatriate, a royal who rejected royal titles for her children to give them freedom. In many ways, she represents the future of European monarchy, not its disappearance, but its evolution into something more flexible, more personally fulfilling, and perhaps more relevant to contemporary life. Whether future historians will judge her choices as appropriately modern or inappropriately commercial remains to be seen. For now, Princess Madeleine continues on her unique path, committed to her fire soul, that Swedish concept of passionate dedication her parents instilled in her, while insisting on the right to define for herself what it means to be a 21st-century princess.